All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Range Talk with Isaiah and Cisco. I was going to point to me and say Cisco. But this is the best channel to go ahead and, or best show to go ahead and check out for every news regarding airsoft and new products, information. If you want to go ahead and find out what's going on in the community, this is the place you want to go ahead and tune into. And today we have quite a few things we want to go ahead and talk about.
Yes.
But first and foremost, before I should go on, how has your weekend been so far, Cisco?
My weekend?
Or how was your weekend that just passed?
My weekend that just passed, it was all right. You know, I stay busy. I have many things to do in and out of work. So, you know, I'm always constantly running around.
Got you.
Yes.
All right, very awkward.
I'm sorry. What I was going to say is we got the small shipment of the MGC4 Mark IIs in.
Hell yeah.
Booyah right here. I'm actually going to be finishing assembling them, as you guys know, as we talk in our Discord. If you're not in our Discord, go ahead and join us. We'll have it plugged in the description.
Yeah, you guys basically get like the first heads up whenever we get anything new, whenever there's any sort of update.
As I am building these MGC4s, I am going to be doing one last and final QC check, make sure everything's running and operating smoothly.
Want to make sure that, again, when you buy an MGC4, because again, this was a labor of love that we put into it. Again, you guys helped us actually design this and put the products that we want into it. So like, we listened to everything that the community suggested, right? We wanted something that was going to be attainable in price point, it was going to be fairly priced, but was going to perform like above and beyond. We wanted something that was going to be freaking dope, right?
Oh yeah.
We didn't want to go ahead and just pay for like a fancy body. We didn't want to go pay for a license for something that wasn't going to be good internally. We wanted to get you something that was designed by airsofters for airsofters. And these things are like literally like a labor of love. These blood, sweat, and tears.
And they're dope.
And they're fucking
cool.
They're
dope. Like, honestly, we've been talking about like what's
show that off right here.
What's one of the best high-end guns that you can get? And you know, a lot of people will say like, oh, you should get like a Crytek or a VFC or a KWA, right? And you know, we do agree with that. If you do have the price point or the budget to hit those price points, by all means, if that's the gun that you are after, go for it.
By all means, yeah.
But if you want something that looks good, feels good, shoots good, out of the box at literally like $50 to $150 cheaper.
Yeah.
The MGC4 Mark II is definitely the way to go.
That's literally why like I've dubbed the MGC4 like as the best like bang for your buck high-end AEG that you can get on the market. Because really there's very few guns that compete with. The only ones that kind of comes close to it is going to be the R15, obviously, because that gun is fucking dope. Oh, yeah. But the MGC4 just has that little extra touch of dollop of mayo, if you will.
No, absolutely.
Makes it so much more special to us.
No, don't get me wrong. The R15 is one of my favorite airsoft guns as well, and that was before the Mark II came out. Two came out.
Yeah, it's just like
you can consider me biased. I really don't mind that, because this is something that we were able to create. Again, like, this is a dream come true. I never thought that I'd be able to make.
You never thought his face would be on a gun.
Yeah, that's weird too. Yeah, I never thought that I'd be able to do that, which is super freaking cool. But, you know, I thought, hey, since it needs a last little bit of love, I thought I'd be the one to do it, make sure everything is
properly aligned, make sure everything is good, and going and doing a last QC. Because again, I want to make sure that every order for an MGC4 Mark II, every one of you that orders one, want to make sure that you're happy with your order, that everything is inspected properly. That's so right. But in addition to that, I actually brought in a few other products as well. Some cool guns for us to go ahead and check out. If you guys couldn't see the table, I'm sure you can. Like, there's some really cool shit here that we have. So first and foremost, I want to go over a lot of these guns, and then we'll go ahead and just start talking about like what we think about them. The first one, the biggest one here, right?
I think it might be blocked by.
It might be blocked by the 249, but there you can go and take a look at this. This is the 240 from Lancer Tactical. There are two versions actually of a 240 that you can go ahead and get. The 240 Bravo, or for all my Marine buddies out there, the Bingus, 240 Bingus.
The Bingus?
Yeah, I don't know why, but the B apparently it's not Bravo, it's Bingus.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, that's what they call it apparently. Yeah, the 240 Bingus. This one is going to be more the traditional, like the classic 240 or the FN Mag. The only reason why I kind of hesitant about calling it the original name is because I don't believe the original FN Mag had the Picatinny up top. The FN Mag was used in like 60s and 70s.
Oh,
yeah, it's been around for a while. The 240 has been around for a very long time.
That's valid.
Because they used a lot of the design viewpoints from like.
Sorry.
No, you're chilling.
You know.
So Evan took a lot of inspiration from like the the MG42 and a lot of other machine guns from World War II. So this was literally a Cold War gun, but this one just has a Picatinny slapped on top. But yeah, I actually own one of these guys. And I can say without it, I highly recommend this if you are looking for that, like, again, just an LMG, but just more. This would be considered more of like an MMG more than anything, right? The gun itself is
What is the M in MMG?
I don't know. I never knew. I always thought it was medium machine gun. Is that a light machine gun? It's LMG, right?
I mean, valid.
Instead of an HMG?
Yeah, heavy
right?
machine gun. Yeah, I guess it's valid.
I'm pretty sure M stands for medium. Correct me if I'm wrong in the live chat if you guys are watching at the correct time. But yes, full metal construction throughout is going to come included with this big, thick box mag in here. It actually is powered through another cable. You can go ahead and open this dust cover up right here. And there's an additional cable here in addition to your Tamiya connector, which runs through the back of the stock. You actually have plenty of battery space in there. Plug this in right here. And it actually is that's for the box mag. So it's literally powered by the same battery that you run off the gun itself, which I thought was like really, really cool. So you don't have to worry about like two separate battery mounts.
I was going to ask you about that because, you know, there are like the 249s that have a separate like 9-volt battery for the magazine.
Yes.
I was gonna ask you, do you think it's better to have it attached, or the box mag attached to the gun itself?
There's like pros and cons to like either side, right? On one end, it definitely makes it a lot more convenient, right? When you have a box mag that's powered by the same battery as the gun, because it literally is just plugs into one cable and that's it. You don't have to worry about running out of batteries or specific batteries for the box mag alone. Whereas the 249 one, you'd have to use like a 9-volt battery. I'm pretty sure that's like the most common one that you would find, like a 9-volt battery for box mags, mags. But since it all runs off of one power source, that's it. Makes it a little bit easier logistically. However, the downside with that system is these box mags are not as readily available as like the standalone units that are powered by their own battery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you have problems with one of the box mags, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's easy to just swap it. All right, let me just swap it out for like another spare one that I have, right? Which is what a lot of guys, even myself, will do. I have a spare box mag whenever I go to MSW.
Yep.
But if you break one of these guys, you know, that can be like, again, like you have to get lucky in order to be able to find one of these. You can get them. I know they exist out there, but they're just not as available.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get that. I mean, with like the Mark 46 right there, the 249 line, they're pretty much the same spec, right? Like across like different brands, like so this one's the A&K Mark 46.
Yeah.
Could that use like the classic Army box?
Oh yeah. 100. Like we've tested it out before. Like we've used and vice versa too. We've like swapped them out. They should all be interchangeable as far as we can tell right now.
Okay.
Granted, this was like a few years ago, but yeah, it's just all the same design. Like I had for a while, I borrowed one of my buddies, A&K Mark 46, and yeah, I ran a classic Army like stoner mag into it, and it worked great.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the nutsack.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I didn't know that.
For those that don't know, yes, it is indeed called the nutsack. That is, it's a nickname for it.
I remember when I found out about that, I died. That was hilarious.
But yeah, no. So like, why don't you go ahead and actually? Oh, you're still doing that. I was gonna see if you can go and feel the way. Like, see.
Oh no, yeah, I got you.
See. So for those that are curious, yes, it is a bit hefty.
Yes. I mean, honestly, it's not as heavy as I thought it would be. But I think it's mainly unbalanced.
Okay.
Because of just how large it is. All the weight is sitting up front, and like the wood stock has no weight on it at all. And then like
it is a little bit awkward, yes, because you have the big box mag out in front. This is definitely one of those weapons that, like, when it was designed, was like they definitely
set it up.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those designs, right, where like you put it as an emplacement, and it's still to this day it's still being used, like all military branches, right? Marines are using it. I'm not sure about Army, but I have seen it on a few vehicles as well. Yeah, this is one of those you set up once and you stay there and you just lay down like hellfire.
Oh yeah, this is a post and shoot type of gun. Very, very nice. You know, I talked about the 240 Bravo before, and for me, I don't see myself practically using it, but every time I get to pick one up and just like mess with it, it just makes me want one even more. Yeah,
it's definitely one of those like niche guns for sure. Like I brought it out because I think these are fucking cool, right? Yeah. Also, we've been getting a lot more people like in store asking questions about like, oh, can I see one? There's a lot of people that I guess it's sparked interest again. I'm not sure what might be going on there. I think I've always thought it was freaking cool, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But it's just one of those guns that's like, it's very niche. And I do recommend that you get a little bit of lifting on before you go ahead and tackle it. Because after
you
a while,
weak boy, you weak.
Get a little bit of lifting in if you want to go ahead and carry this and be effective with it. Because I've seen a lot of guys like, not shaming anyone, but I have seen a few guys like go out there on the field with one of these bad boys, or even just the Mark 46, right, or a basic 249.
Yeah.
And they are definitely struggling to keep it up for longer periods of time.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it sucks too, like, because I'm so excited, but they don't count on the weight. It is heavy.
Yep.
It is heavy, but for a good reason. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that's that gun right now. Again, this is available at airsoftg.com right now. FPS should be shooting at about like close to 400. I think it's at like 360, 375. It is available for retail right now, so make sure you go and pick this up.
And you can use that 10% off coupon code.
Because right now it's going for $660. But you go ahead and use the 20th coupon code, and you're going to be getting that additional amount off. So make sure that you go ahead and place your order for that if you want to be entered. Again, the time frame, as soon as this video premiered, that's when you can go ahead and get those double entries. So order now. The next gun on the list I have is also going to be another big boy.
Let's set this boy behind.
Yeah, I'm gonna set this up behind. Like, this thing is just taking up so much space. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were gonna be building them.
No, it's all good. It was a last minute thing because I want to make sure that everyone that pre-order one is getting theirs.
Yes.
Like I think they've waited long enough. And guys, anyone that did pre-order the MGC4 Mark II and the Mark I Enhanced, I really do appreciate that. All of us do. So we got them. We got the parts in. I was like, okay, we need to just get these built and tested and shipped out ASAP. I want to make sure everyone is taken care of, which is why I'm doing it here on stream with you guys, so you guys can see me putting in the work, double checking everything. I can be held accountable.
This is our receipts.
I can be held accountable for it. So make sure everything's lined up. That looks good.
But yeah, the next gun on the list that we're going to go over is going to be the A&K Mark 46. Now, this one's actually going to be a little interesting. We're talking about weight and everything, right? This one is actually going to be the polymer receiver version.
Oh, yeah.
So the polymer, there's two versions out there. There's the full metal construction, and then there's the polymer receiver, which, like the name suggests, the polymer is going to be constructed out of nylon fiber reinforced polymer, which, honestly, this thing is actually not too bad. It's like, it's definitely got some heft to it still, regardless, right? It's just so nice, so satisfying to shoot. It's definitely got some heft to it, but honestly, it's not that bad compared to the full metal version. Now, you are getting, of course, metal construction where it counts, obviously, the gearbox, full metal. The rail system that you get here in the quad rail, or I guess, I don't know, I've always hesitated to call it quad rail, because if you think about it, there's actually two sets.
I was going to ask,
right?
What's the point of that? What's the point of having the double stack? Is it in case someone doesn't want to run the top rail or the bottom rail?
I always thought so, that's that, because a lot of guys will take off the heat shield. I would take off my heat shield.
Yeah, I know.
So, like, I assume that's the actual reason. But it does suck when you do want to run a pec, right? Especially up top and you want to zero, because you'll never be able to, like, zero it if you put it on the side.
Yeah,
that is the unfortunate side. But again, I don't ever really need my pec to be zeroed. I just need it to paint targets, and that's pretty much it.
That must frustrate Boaz.
Oh,
because he likes to zero.
He likes to zero everything. He's a perfectionist when it comes to his build.
He absolutely is.
I'm more of a like, again, whatever like works. I'm more like whatever's practical right at the time. But yeah, this does give you plenty of options for accessorizing. So if you wanted to go to put a pec on here, little vertical grip. Actually, this one I believe actually does come included with just like your classic broom handle right out the box.
Yeah,
you know, pretty standard. Again, just something cool to go ahead and throw it in there as well. This is going to be a 2,500 round box magnet here, which is a plenty.
2,000 FPS? No,
damn, dude, 2,000 FPS. No, this guy's shooting at about closer to like 400, maybe 410 FPS.
Okay.
Just because it is, again, stiffer spring, brand new out of the box. It's gonna be a little stiff, but that's fine. It will wear down. These are actually super dope. There are still plenty of upgrade parts that are available for the 249, and I actually run the Mark 46. I've been running that one for years, since 2018, 2019. I've been running
you've had a 249 for a minute.
Yeah, I've had a 249 for a minute. It was my go-to. It was my favorite LMG at the time. And honestly, I would recommend it. If you were looking to get into the LMG gang and you wanted to go like full send as opposed to going with like the JG LMGs, like the Strikes, or the G&G CM16 LMGs.
Yeah, which is quite expensive.
Which is quite expensive. I would say at that point, you might as well get yourself a 249 and actually look the part as well.
Yeah.
I always really like these. These are super fun. I know you've played a few a few times with the 249. I know some of your homies had 249s.
Have I played with it though?
Actually, that's a good question. I thought you had.
I remember there were a couple of times where I have, like, a homie has had an LMG, and like they carried a sidearm, and they're like, "I need to move up." I'm like, "All right, cool. Watch my gun." Okay, cool. And then they move up, and then the opportunity presents itself. It's not even just with LMGs. This happens a lot with just like, "Watch my gun." I'm right back.
Yeah.
And it's like,
what do you want me to do?
and I just pick it up and start using it. Like there are plenty of times where that's happened, and it's actually really fun because it's like, ooh, I picked up an enemy's gun. Ooh, Call of Duty.
Oh, I killed them. Ooh, take their prize.
Yeah, I think there were a couple of times where I did get to use one on field. Definitely a lot of fun, especially if you play at a field that regulates the gameplay, like if majority of the field is going to be semi-auto only, right?
Yeah.
So like every regular rifleman, being able to shoot full auto and actually have the firepower to keep heads down is definitely a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it is, and it definitely is an advantage to you, right? Because you're one of the very few players that's allowed to go full auto, or at the very least some form of burst fire.
Yep.
Right. So, and I always tell people the same thing: if you can learn to play aggressive and manage the weight of an LMG, you are a menace. You radiate Black Force energy, Black Air Force energy, man. Like you.
I was like Black Force energy.
Black Air Force energy. Yeah, you never heard that term?
No, I have. Just
like the shoe.
I know.
You are an absolute menace to society at that point, right? Because everyone's like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna push that. Hell no.
That's hilarious.
Why don't you go and feel the weight? This is actually a lot easier to manage compared to.
Oh no, yeah. So actually, this is actually a gun that I recommended as a useful gun in our most recent video, being the top 5
useless guns. Yeah.
Guns. And that was being compared to the classic Army microgun. So, like. I knew that was already going to be a controversial pick already. Yeah. Because it's definitely a lot of fun, and you can use it like an LMG, but like it's just like very specialized. That's where this makes a lot more sense, game to game, instead of it being like a very specific scenario based style. So
yeah, you're also paying a lot
lightweight.
more for the construction and the build of like a minigun or a microgun at that point, because you're having to remember you have to get a gun that has functional rotating barrels as well. That's going to be pretty difficult compared to just like something like a straight design like this.
Yep, absolutely. And again, these can be upgraded up the wazoo. My boy Taylor loves building them out because of how upgradable they are.
Yeah.
So it's actually using a different style of gearbox compared to the full metal version, which I thought was very interesting. But because it's different, he told me that it can accept more aftermarket parts.
Yeah.
Which is super cool.
Yeah, that's super, super nice, honestly. And this gun, honestly, is not that bad considering. Like, this one retails for about $407, but again,
not bad at all.
For an LMG, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
But honestly, again, like we said, if you're paying attention to, when this actually premieres, use code 20th for that additional percentage off. I'm just saying, that's definitely the time. Now's the time to go ahead and order that, because again, you'll be getting those double entries if you're actually watching this as it premieres. If the live chat's still going on, congratulations, you still have time. But if not, I'm sorry. The next gun I wanted to go over.
Well, before you continue, that's why it's important to tune into our live streams, because we be giving you guys the first to know. Like, we give you guys the most chances to win. Airsoft Jazz is the only shop that's rewarding you with a chance to win a shopping spree just for getting your goodies with us. We're offering all these discounts. We're trying to stay connected with you guys through our live stream, showing you the latest and greatest, what got restocked, what's new, and just talk airsoft with you guys.
Yeah, like and even if you're like watching the live stream too, but not only that, but also our Discord server as well. Like, you guys know, like if you guys are in the Discord server, you all know that the Discord server is the best spot for like updates regarding like when items are arriving in store, in addition to the live streams. Anytime that there's a change in status for a product that's coming in, whenever we drop new items, new promos, new sales, Discord is usually one of the first outlets to know. And again, we have such a really good community on there as well. Always willing to help each other out whenever it comes to like tech help. If we have questions, if you guys have questions about products, you're more than welcome to go and hit up the sales chat in there as well. We will definitely get you taken care of. Now man just can't resist.
I just got to test fire all of them.
Let me shoot one. Let me shoot one.
All right, here you go.
I want to go and take a little swig here.
Woohoo!
It's just so nice. It is so.
The gun sells itself.
Yeah, like look at that trigger pull. I don't know if you guys can see it. Just look at that trigger pull. Like it's so light. Oh, honestly, whoever ordered one of these, whoever pre-ordered, y'all gonna be really freaking happy with these guys. These guys, I'm freaking jealous of you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, it's actually some news for you guys that we haven't really told Isaiah yet. So he's gonna find out just now. We're actually gonna be doing a loadout challenge. Me, you, and Boaz.
Okay.
So
I'm interested.
It's kind of a loadout challenge, maybe just build challenge. We're all gonna take the MGC4 Mark II, and we're going to try and build it out the way we would personally recommend it, or how we would personally run it, and see who has the better build.
Okay, all right. So, I like this challenge. I like the challenge. I mean, I'm probably going to lose, honestly, but
no. So it's funny because I was saying already, like, I know how Boaz is going to build his out. I know how I'm going to build mine out. You are the wild card. I don't know what you would throw on
what
this.
Do you mean?
I don't know what you would run.
You've seen my guns.
I know. That's the problem.
They're all like mostly kosher. They're all like pretty boring. For those that don't know, a lot of my builds are like, I take reference photos from like how certain units would set up their gun, and I try to replicate it to that. And then there are some guns that I do take like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and kind of put it into something. But I always try to make
a little bit of Monica in my life.
I love that song. But yeah,
I used to play everywhere.
Yeah. Every serving a radio station man would always play that song.
Radio Disney, my boy. What are you talking about?
Oh my! They played that?
Were you too young for Radio Disney?
I remember Radio Disney being a thing, but I don't think I ever tuned into that.
I think it was 1290 AM.
Okay, yeah, it might have been a little.
Yeah, it's old.
That's a little old. I mean, it was still around when I was still a kid.
I wonder if it's still around. Probably not.
You know what? They might be actually on a podcast now, or might not, but like an app for it. You know, a lot of radio.
There might be actually.
Yeah, you know, a lot of like radio talk shows will actually be on like an app, like even like K-Rock, right?
They have their own app.
Yeah, there's an
to
app.
Listen to the show.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's paid service, or is it free?
I don't know actually. I think maybe it's like one of those like, okay, if you get the free version, you only get access to X, Y, and Z, but if you get the paid one, you get like all that shit.
Probably play it back too. Probably a live stream of the shit. Interesting. Oh, well then. All right.
But yeah, no. So another product I actually did want to go over was actually going to be a gas. So I'm glad Boaz is not here because he would be like fangirling like freaking crazy right now.
He'd be over here.
What's that, bro? What's that? Oh, you got that? You got that PCC? Oh, that honey badger with the recessive suppressi? That's my Boaz impression. Let me know how I did. Is it good? Okay, cool. I'm not saying it's great, but it is pretty accurate.
Pretty good.
So for those that don't know, this has been around for a while, but we rarely get a chance to go ahead and bring one of these guys in. I think these are super cool. These are the WeTech PCC honey badgers. These are fucking so light. Like again, we just came back from like holding like the LMGs and the MMG, right? So this thing, you can absolutely one-hand this thing. Full metal construction throughout. You are gonna be getting. I don't think this is like M-Log. That looks like the SMR, right? Style like. Really.
I don't. It looks like SMR, right? But I think it is proprietary.
Yeah.
So it's unique design, but it does come with Picatinny rails.
You can see the little holes right here that you can go ahead and it comes with the screws and the Picatinny segments that you can go ahead and just connect those in. Basically works as in your adapter. It is going to come included with a QD sling mount right here, and again there is also a sling ring right here. Sling ring.
Pretty sure it is. That's the Knot 416.
The Knot style 416 style. Just throwing that out there. Full Picatinny up top. This is going to be using WeTech internals. Now, here's the magazine for it. Now, okay, we talked about this, and this was something that's been mentioned quite a bit. We were really hoping that this would take one of the WeTech pistol G-Series magazines, and I felt like that would have been really, really dope. But unfortunately, they didn't. Yeah. That was honestly like one of the biggest downsides of this gun was the fact that it didn't use the G-Series magazines. But you can buy these magazines individually.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they are available. Let's go ahead. You know what? Let's just go ahead and shoot this bad boy. I want to go ahead. I might as well shoot this one.
Might as well.
Go ahead and bring the speed loader.
Also, here's the thing. Like after dissecting it and looking at it, so the gun is actually made to be a dedicated PCC.
Yeah,
it's not a conversion kit of their M4 system.
You can go and take a look at that, like Magwell.
So it is made to be a dedicated PCC, and they designed the magazine to be that way. But if you guys watch our video on this gun, it's gas efficient.
Oh yeah,
it is super gas efficient. Holds 50 rounds, which is actually more than the M4, which is like what 30 rounds, I think, something like that.
Yeah,
oh yeah, my fault.
Thank you.
I think there is a speed loader in there.
Yeah, should be one.
So yeah, it shoots great. Like it is their newer like nozzle system. So great compression, great accuracy.
Definite improvement over like their last generation, honestly.
Kicks good.
Oh yeah.
Feels good. Like we were hyping them up like when these first dropped because of how like fun they are. And honestly now with it like summer being here, is it technically summer? No.
It's June? Yeah.
Is it technically summer?
I think June is technically summer. Yeah, because June, July. Yeah, it's summer.
June, July, August.
Well, even if it's not actually
summer. August is the last month of summer. So yeah, so it's technically summer. It's starting to get warmer outside now. And Like this is where it's gas blowback season,
weather.
baby.
Yeah, it's gas blowback weather, man. That your normal. Oh, you good?
No,
I thought you were good. I thought you were
just
gonna shoot
lining up. Go ahead.
This thing is gonna like absolutely freaking rip. I love this thing. Ah, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. What am I doing wrong?
Let me see here.
I'm doing something wrong. I know. I've had this problem before.
There's gas. Yeah. There's a BB in there.
There is a BB. It is chambered. I think I remember there was like I had this too the first time I came around. It was the exact same thing.
I don't want to load another BB. Oh, that's locked into place.
That is
time to reference the manual.
Manual time.
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong?
Yeah, but they do offer the PCC in quite a few different
variations.
Yeah, so there is like this Honey Badger-esque style, PDW style. Then they have like the full carbine length version. Then there's also a raised rail version. We know what that is. We can't talk about that. But yeah, it's still using all of the, like the trigger assembly and the bolt nozzle assembly is still all going to be the WE M4 open bolt system.
Yeah, these are fully upgradable as well. So, and parts for upgrades actually do exist for this guy. You
Can I see that bag of BBs?
Yeah, of course. Here you go. Here you go. Yeah, they do exist for this gun. So if you wanted to go ahead and just like completely redo the internals of this guy, you absolutely can. The parts do exist.
Yep. And the inner barrel is going to be TM cut, so you can throw in that unicorn inner barrel in the back.
Oh, hell yeah. So, the manual is not very helpful. A lot of it is in Chinese. Can't really understand that.
Which we don't speak.
Which neither of us speak.
That's hilarious.
But we're going to come back to this guy in just a moment, because again, I really want to shoot this guy. I remember... Oh, wait, hold on. I think it's the actual switch, maybe.
No, I think... Oh, maybe.
Let's see here. Go ahead and insert that in.
I'll let him shoot before I take it.
Yep, that was it.
That's
it was just on the magazine there, the switch. I was like, oh, I feel like I'm forgetting something. That's
hilarious.
It. Let's go ahead and shoot some full auto. Woo! Okay, I'm gonna let you do that. I'm gonna let you do that.
That sounded like so much fun.
It's so fun. It's so cool.
It's so tiny though. For me, it's like even when it's fully. Is this fully extended?
I think that's fully extended. Yeah. No, there you go.
Even then,
not much different.
You feel it. You feel it more with this style of stock.
Do a little burst. Do a little burst.
It feels good.
It's so.
It actually shoots really like fast in terms of rate of fire. Oh, I ran it dry.
Damn.
Oh no, I didn't. What did I do wrong?
Switch up.
Switches up.
Okay.
Upward, right?
Yep.
Now it's empty.
Yeah.
So that's just freaking sweet.
It's so fun.
It's surprising how well it kicks, because with that stick style magazine, you would think it won't be that responsive.
Yeah, no, it's not going to give you that much like recoil. I guess it's not going to give you that much kickback, but no, it actually does have some like kick in it.
Yo, absolutely, it's definitely a lot of fun.
Honestly, part of me, just because whenever I shoot a gas gun, part of me always wants to go back to the MGC4, and I'm just thinking, like, okay, this is cool and all, but what if we did gas MGC4?
Oh, see, that's rough.
That's hard. That's tough.
Honestly, if we could, I would absolutely. But unfortunately, gas blowback guns don't really do that well.
No, I know.
Gas blowback pistols, yes. Gas blowback rifles are a whole other story. No matter what platform, no matter what system. AEGs, they're just built to last.
Yeah.
And the gas blowback rifle community is very niche. But if we could, if we could, I would. I would.
But this guy is also available on our website as well. I'm gonna be honest. Both Cisco and I are degenerates. We both are weeps. Right? I'm not gonna.
I'm otaku as fuck, bro.
You are. Yeah, you are. So this is the Tokyo Marui MWS Type 89 gas blowback rifle. I love how we said that.
We had to emphasize that.
Gas blowback rifle. Now, for those that don't know, the Type 89 is supposed to be the predecessor. No. What's the one that comes after?
The one that comes after.
Yeah.
Is the predecessor.
That predecessor was before.
That's Ancestor.
Let us know which one it is.
Ancestor.
Well, I know Ancestor, yeah, but I don't know.
And the predecessor is supposed to be the.
Oh, this is the ancestor to the whatever.
No.
I don't know. If
no, like apprentice. Oh no, wait, that's weird too.
Yeah, right.
Apprentice is someone who's
learning
training under you.
Yeah. Well, this came after the Type 64. This was the go-to mainstay rifle for the Japanese Self-Defense Force. Their military that they have in place, or their defense force, I should say. Sorry, not military. Is going to be employing the Type 89. They do obviously use other like weapon platforms as well. Some of them, I believe, their special forces units do use other like platforms as well, like the AR. But traditionally, like if you're a standard infantryman, this is more likely what you're going to go ahead and get from years 1989 and then onward. I believe they're starting to phase them out though, and they are starting to replace them with something new. I don't know the exact details on that rifle, but this one, I gotta say, TM did a really bang-up job like getting this as close to the real thing. They actually did I believe it's Howa Industries that actually manufactures both the Type 64 and the Type 89. They actually have their logo up on here as well. All the markings look correct. Like this is a really, really good, like faithful replica of the Type 89 rifle. And we know it for a very specific reason too.
It's not this specific gun.
Not this one specifically.
Because the one from the anime is 308.
Yes.
They say they're angry. But
this one was in the anime too though.
Was it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What episode?
Some of the paratroopers when they were going in landing during the final episodes, they actually were using the Type 89, not the 64.
Oh really?
Because the Type 64 was issued to pretty much like everyone. That was kind of like alright, this is like the M16 for us, right? And most people would be issued that, but specialized roles would be given something a little newer. So they had Type 89. Just a few of them did have Type 64s, but you saw the Type 89 has the like folding stock, right? So that's like the biggest thing, one of the biggest draws for this rifle.
I'll tell you one thing about the MWS that I hate.
Okay.
Loading this motherfucker.
Yeah.
This magazine.
Okay.
Sucks.
So this is the magazine that you get out of the box, right? It's gonna be this little shorty magazine. Now my big question is this gonna be compatible with the M4 MWS 90?
I believe so.
Take a look at that.
So looking at the top, it looks to be exactly the same, which is great because we won't have to bar up the new magazine. But this one does, obviously it is a shorter style magazine. Mm-hmm. So this one would be a 15 round magazine. It actually shows it right there. But it does look like it would work perfectly fine. The notches line up. Doesn't look proprietary. So that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
I'm just trying to load this goddamn magazine.
All right, so like with loading these magazines, like what is it about? Is it the lips are too stiff? Is it?
So, first off, it's very similar to like a KWA magazine,
okay,
where you have to load it through the front of the feed lip,
mm-hmm.
and just adapters that I have tried
don't really seem to cut it.
Yeah. Actually, do we have the stock one, the tube that we could use?
The stock tube.
This is pretty.
The tube. Is your hand okay?
No, yeah, it's fine. You know, like how you try to load.
Yeah.
A magazine, just spring tension.
Oh yeah, and just so you guys are aware too, out of the box you also do get an additional bipod as well. That's actually pretty cool.
I want to show it so bad.
Because it's freaking cool, man. Because we don't see enough of these out in the field.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I was telling Isaiah, I was thinking about getting the G&G one, but the G&G one is expensive. But it's also another AG versus
a gas blowback.
Like that's the seller.
Oh hey, look what else comes out of the box. So you get this little, almost I guess meant to look this little tiny box.
Oh
right? Yeah,
it's meant to look like a little ammo box.
Yeah,
that's actually sick.
You get a replacement flash hider, right? You also get it looks like a barrel cover. It's like an adjustment tool
for the sights, I believe.
This one, little wrench, and a little bag of BBs. But I don't see a speed loader of any kind.
Yeah, I believe that.
That is unfortunate.
I believe that.
Sorry, looks like your hands are gonna suffer even more.
I know. It looks like we're only gonna shoot one mag out of this.
Well, yeah,
or half a mag for this. So,
but yeah, this is freaking cool, man. Like again, you know me. I love my platforms that are not just regular ARs. Don't get me wrong. I have all the respect in the world for the AR and the M4 and the history behind the M16 and how influential it was. But with that said, I do like seeing variation in airsoft, and especially like because TM is making the MWS because again, the MWS gas system is supposed to be like really, really freaking nice. I don't have actually too much experience though with the MWS. In your Because you have one as well. Like, what has your experience been so far with your MWS?
So out of the box, it shoots pretty good. I mean, it's hard to measure it to airsoft guns that we have available in the U.S. because their velocity limits are very different.
Yeah.
So
for those that don't know, airsoft in Japan is played very differently.
So legally, well, I believe this is only exporting rules that the velocity of airsoft guns need to be 280 feet per second. I used to believe that was just across the board when playing, when everything. But when RGK went to Japan and played, he told me something different. So I need to verify that information. But
it could also be a case where it's just like field to field, right?
Yeah, exactly. So with that being said, you know, they are accurate. They shoot pretty far going 280 feet per second. But I mean, it's honestly kind of lackluster.
Okay.
Like,
we want to hear.
Yeah, especially comparing it to like the WE system nowadays, like the updated system, or the LM4D system. Both will outshoot in terms of FPS and range, just because it's made to shoot as far as possible. Yeah, like out of the box.
Would you say out of the box performance, though, before you started getting into upgrades, was like really reliable, or?
So I haven't gotten to toy with my MWS as much. I know Boaz built his out, like the moment he got his, he started buying all the
he did.
So I think there is going to be a period of time where I'm just going to run it bone dry.
It's completely stuck. No external, no accessories.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I'll throw. Actually, maybe that'll be the gun that I run for our plain gun challenge.
Okay, all right.
Maybe I'll do that.
Just doing a plain Jane MWS. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah. So, like, I like it. It shoots great, but I know when I got it, I'm going to be spending a lot of money just to get it to shoot up to American standards.
Got it.
Which kind of sucks. But I will say, what Tokyo Marui is good at is releasing some cool stuff.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. Stuff that like you don't.
It might not be the best performing. You know, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for that, but it performs great for what it is, and they look really cool.
I think if you like, again, this is one of those like, I kind of relegate this as a collector's piece that you can play with, right? That's kind of how I like, in my mind, the Type 89 and other MWS is like registered in my mind. Like, you can get them to be competitive. You can get them to like shoot really great, but they are going to cost a little bit more money in order to get to that position. I think they shoot great out of the box if you leave them alone and you're okay with the limitations of what they can do, if that makes any sense. Are you okay? You okay?
I'm trying to figure out what each fire, because these are definitely not English. The only one that's recognizable is a 3.
Come on, we're watching the fan. We can figure this out.
Is that 3-round burst?
That looks like a 3. You know, the only way to find out. Let's go ahead and insert this magazine and shoot it.
That is 3-round burst. So it's very interesting because as I'm cocking it, like it locks it. When I release it, it has a double stage. Okay, hold on. Okay.
We gotta shoot it. Man, just savoring his meal.
And it's ambi. Okay, I vibe with it. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be very hard to. You know what? I'm just gonna bring it up to the camera.
Go for it.
Oh no, what I can't. The boxes are blocking my way. Dang it. Find a picture of this, and you'll see that all the insignias on here. Unless I believe it's all Japanese. So
it is, yeah.
So that is my my personal MWS magazine.
Looks good with that, actually.
Locks in place perfectly fine. Okay, so from this side, bottom left. Okay, that's the position that I'm going to be shooting at. Okay, so that's full auto.
That's full auto.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, we know. We all saw what just happened.
This is an airsoft replica.
Yep. 3-round burst. Very nice.
Very cool.
Right here. Semi. So where the hell is... Oh, is that safe? That's safe. Okay, so safe, full auto, 3-round burst, semi. And you can't go all the way over. So full auto, 3-round burst, semi. So it's literally, oh shit.
I love how their first instinct is to go full auto.
Yeah. And then, okay, control fire group. Okay, precision.
Yeah.
Okay, there's this. I don't know how many rounds are left in there, but have at the.
Okay.
It's definitely a lot of fun.
All right, let's go ahead and shoot this bad boy. Iron sights are very interesting.
Yeah.
There we go.
I didn't adjust it at all. I was looking over it.
Ow!
Here.
2 shots.
Here, I'll load up a couple more for you.
Thank you. That's okay. The kickback is actually pretty solid. I mean, considering it's like shooting sub 300 FPS, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah. No, yeah. Again, like, not knocking on the Tokyo Marui system at all.
No, of course not.
For what they are out of the box, they do shoot great.
But here's the thing: you'll never hear us like talking shit about like any of the brands necessarily, TM included, right? We without TM, we wouldn't have like the standard that we have currently for airsoft, right? Like obviously, but it's just also we got to keep in mind too that no one brand is necessarily the best. It's all about again what you're getting for your money.
And let's be real: those of you that have a Tokyo Marui, how much of that gun is actually Tokyo Marui? Yeah. For all those of you that like to go ahead and hate on anyone else's like high kappa build, right? Say, oh, you should just got a TM, bro. Okay. That's a great question. What percentage of your gun currently is even TM anymore? Is regular stock? The frame, it's especially the high kappas.
The frame,
maybe, or did you get a masterpiece? Huh?
That's another one too.
Did you get an edge slide? A Gunsmith Bros hoopla?
You got those cow internals? You got that blowback housing unit from cow?
People order our patties. Looking at.
Wow. All right, now this actually does feature a folding stock, but I want to see how we can go ahead and get that to fold. I'm assuming there's a button right here, but I don't know if that actually...
Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob!
There's a button right here, maybe?
Oh, it's not flex.
There you go. There you go. That's kind of interesting, though.
There's a rubber band on there.
I don't know what that rubber band is. Oh, maybe it's just to go ahead and keep the actual like sling swivel
so it's not
from
rattling,
swiveling around.
You know, during transit. Okay, here you go, as this.
Cool.
There should be like 15, 20 rounds in there. So, oh yeah, you can power truck it.
All right, let's go ahead and do this. I mean, it's through. I want to see this through on burst. Oh, that's so fucking fun,
dude.
That's so fun. All right, let me do one full auto.
Empty.
That happened to be 3 rounds.
That's
freaking cool, man. That's freaking awesome.
It's actually really fun.
That's man. Honestly, this is for. Let's see how much is it going for. I believe this is going for 6. It's going for $643.49 right now. Yeah, a little bit on the pricey side, but honestly, where else are you going to be able to go ahead and get a Type 89 that looks this good, right?
And gas blowback. Right? And again, there are upgrade parts that even we're selling for MWS. That's true. We do have the nozzle set that'll work. Actually, even all the parts for the magazine will work with the stock magazine.
Mm-hmm. So, and again, this gun, $643.49, you can get that cheaper. If you're watching this during the premiere, you can definitely apply the coupon code 20th20th.
Oh my god!
You can use the coupon code, man. It's you're gonna take 10% off this bad boy. You're gonna be saving yourself, and you're gonna be getting automatic free shipping. Because again, with the Wombo combo, anything $179, you're automatically gonna be getting that free shipping.
And here's the thing, guys. I already hear a lot of you guys saying, "Oh, that's pretty expensive for an airsoft gun." It is a very specialty airsoft gun.
You know the comment. You know which one gets me? It's the freaking. Oh, for that much, you could buy a real gun.
Oh yeah.
I can't buy this.
Yeah.
Where?
I can't get that one.
Motherfucker, tell me where.
If I can get that, I'd buy it.
Right? And only that too. They're always like, oh, you like for $300, you can buy a real AR. It's like, I don't.
Where?
Know. I was gonna say like, yeah, where?
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 You could probably build a really cheap AR. And
I don't know if I would want, even if there was one available at $300, I don't know if I would trust it.
I wouldn't.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't think $300 is a good starting price at that point. Yeah. Oh, that's so freaking cool. And again, you get an additional bipod. Like, it's just, you get a lot out of the box.
And I hate you, man.
What? Oh,
you
because
need to bring that in.
Okay, we needed to bring this in because we needed to talk about it. It's a cool gun.
We did.
Because it's cool. Oh, punchable.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's actually a lot of fun. I mean, the handguard is plastic. The pistol grip is plastic.
I mean, the real handguard is plastic. Too.
Well, it's not like reinforced polymer.
Yeah.
Like you could tell that's like a cheaper plastic.
It doesn't crink though.
Yeah.
It moves, but it doesn't crink around.
Like your TMG3.
Oh my god! For those that don't know, I have a Tokyo Marui. Like, this is old ass G3, right? This is the SG1. Yeah, this thing like rattles around like crazy. It crinks so hard. You just kind of bend it a little bit, and it just. It's so bad. It's so bad. Taylor was telling me like how to like try to fix it. He says he uses like cardboard and he like tapes it on the inside so it doesn't like move around as much.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, dude, it's not worth it. I'm mainly gonna be using this for like cosplay.
That's hilarious. Really?
Yeah.
What would you call? Who uses a G3?
So a lot of the guys in the what is it called? In the Jurassic Park like novels, they actually did use like a lot of like, I think if you played the video game Trespass, they had novels and video games in Jurassic Park. Not only that, if you watch The Lost World,
Jurassic Park's video games.
Oh, dude, hell yeah, I have like all of them.
Jurassic Park or Jurassic World?
Jurassic Park.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In the night, dude, there's even a Jurassic Park fighting game.
What, you're boxing a T-Rex?
Yeah, you play as a T-Rex, and you're like, you can choose a dinosaur. I'm not joking. Look it up. It's called the Jurassic Park Warpath. It's fucking cool. It came out around the same time as the second movie, Lost World. Okay. So you get to play as like a raptor, you can play as a T-Rex, you can play as a Triceratops, all these different animals, and you can do like a fighting game. It's a tournament fighter.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's cool.
So side-scrolling.
So not like side-scrolling. It's kind of like 3D. You can move around. You can strafe left to right. So kind of more like, I guess, along the lines of like Tekken.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. For those that remember that game, I have it too. I should play it.
What do you have it for?
It came up for the PlayStation 1.
Really?
Yeah, but I still have my PlayStation 2. I still boot it up from time to time.
Oh yeah, PlayStation 2.
Yeah, it was backwards compatible.
Yeah. I hated that they got rid of that with PlayStation 3.
Oh yeah, the first couple.
Was PlayStation 3 PlayStation 4?
PlayStation 3 had it for a little bit in their first generation, but after a while, like all the newer.
The PS3 Slim, they got rid of it, right?
Yeah. The original PS3s, they were backwards compatible. But it just freaking sucks they got rid of that. I always hate when consoles. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Yes.
I know, for real.
But those are all the all the newish guns that I wanted to go ahead and bring in and wanted to talk about. Obviously, we have mentioned before the labor of love, probably one of the best airsoft guns you can go ahead and get 2023. Quote me, best gun of 2023. The MGC4 Mark II. You see Cisco building them right there.
Mm-hmm.
How many more do you have left?
3 more.
He's got 3 more left to go ahead and do.
3 more out of this batch.
Yes, out of this batch. Out of this batch specifically.
A good amount more to build. But we are doing the final QC test and the final assembly. We talked about like the entire building process and all of the delays and stuff that have happened.
Yes.
With the MGC4 Mark II in our Discord. So if you are not a part of our Discord, please go over there and join us.
Like now, it definitely is a good idea because you're getting like the first heads up as soon as something happens, as soon as there any new news or any updates on anything, you're going to be the first ones to go ahead and get that heads up.
Absolutely.
But honestly, like I'm looking at the way you set up your MGC4, and I gotta say, I'm not normally a fan of like this style optic. Like I think that's pretty cool, like style that you actually have on there. I think this is a good setup.
So
I know, obviously, yes.
I didn't really
set this one up.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was more of Kevin and Boaz just slapping it together.
I thought this was you. Honestly, I was like this.
I mean, that is very similar to what I would run. Honestly, like.
I should have known. No short thought. that's a telltale sign. I know you have T1s when you have other options.
Yeah, I mean, I ran a T1 on my original MC4 at
and your ARP.
Oh yeah, my ARP 9. Oh, I took that off. I don't know where it is.
Oh,
I know. I lend it out to people, and sometimes it doesn't come back.
Big sad.
No, but on my original MGC4 at BB Wars, actually both BB Wars, I ran it with just regular red dot. So, I mean, it did have a riser on there, but, sometimes I like to go plain Jane. Take it back. Not far back, but back.
No, I get it. And even then, the MGC4 is like one of those guns that doesn't really require much in order for it to look good. It looks clean as is.
Yeah.
Obviously, yes, we have the end goal on here, and we have a flashlight. And they look good, right, with the vertical grip. I think that's pretty cool. But this would probably be the most that I'd want to put on. Like, this is like literally, okay, this is kind of pushing it. Any more would be too much for me personally.
No, I agree to that because, like, this right here, I think is probably the maximum amount that I would do. If I really wanted to push the limit, I may throw on a magnifier if I really wanted to. But I've talked about it before. For me personally, I don't really like magnifiers, even though I have been able to use them successfully in its application.
It's tough. It's rough to get it to work properly.
Well, yeah. I mean, I haven't gotten to mess around with the Unity flip to center, I believe is what it's called, magnifier, which is all the way, guys, from PTS, the official licensed one. But yeah, it's one of those things where a lot of the magnifiers that I have gotten to toy around with have a really bad eye box, and the eye relief on it is terrible as well. Like you're sitting like half an inch away from the optic, and if you are running like a regular like goggle profile setup, it's realistically impossible.
Got it.
So it's one of those things. But I'd say this is pretty spot on. So I have this general rule of thumb of building out my airsoft guns, where there are 3 things that I always think should be on an airsoft gun.
Okay.
Optic.
Yes.
Light situation.
Okay.
Foregrip situation or support hand situation. So some type of vertical grip, hand stop, whatever. Some type of lighting situation, whether it be a PEC box or a dedicated flashlight. And then optics. I do believe that all airsoft guns should have backup optics, or backup iron sights, just in case.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
Yeah, just in case the optic decides to fail or gets shot out because it's airsoft and you didn't buy a protector.
Like MW2 when the EMP gets launched in the U.S. and all the. You remember that mission? When remember, if you guys remember that mission, you're playing as the Rangers, freaking like EMP goes off. Yeah, you were playing as 75th Rangers. Yeah. The EMP goes off and like all the electronics, like if you actually look down the optic, like there's no dot. Yeah, they're all done.
Yeah, which was actually a very nice detail.
Nice little attention to detail.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, I mean, of course, like you could be, like that's the idea of like being prepared.
Yeah.
Like as best as possible.
Something fails, have a backup.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, if that's the mindset, why don't you, just in case there's someone far away, you have the magnifier, and then why don't you have an IR flashlight, and then a regular flashlight, and then a floodlight? And it's like, okay, guys, there's only so much realistically that we can do.
Not only that, but it's like, if you try to do that to every single one of your guns, especially you probably go broke. You have so many guns.
Yeah, that's valid. I mean, there are the handful of guns where I did go all out.
Yeah, of
like
course.
I blew a few paychecks on the build itself. Do I regret it? No, not really. How often do I use those guns? Yeah,
not that often. Not that often.
Yeah, like normally when I go play, I think of like, all right, what's going to be easy? The easiest for me to manipulate and still shoot good. Mm-hmm. All right, let me grab that. So and then that's what I typically do.
No, I feel that. Usually for me, it's like, okay, I want to bring one LMG, but I also need to bring a backup rifle just in case, and maybe one other rifle just in case someone wants to borrow it. You know what I mean? In case their gun goes down, like one of the homies.
If you ever go to a local, like a regular, like day of play with me.
Oh yeah.
I have the backup to the backup.
To the backup.
To the backup. To the backup. I bring, so here's the thing. For me, I try to make going out to play airsoft a day to kick it with the friends,
yes,
the homies, if you will, and
homies,
yeah, the homies, the homies, fool. But but a lot of time I'll bring like some friends of friends or family members, who have never played or don't have.
They're trying it for the very first time.
Yeah, and I want to make sure that they have a good time, so I'll bring like a chest rig or a plate carrier for them to use, extra magazines. I have to have their gun, a backup for their gun,
batteries, BBs, everything you need.
The whole shebang. So when I come, I normally come with like one extra person in my car, if any, and then the rest of my car is filled up with airsoft stuff.
Yeah,
it's like I have at least 8 guns.
You'll see his car, right? And it's like really sunk down real low. It looks like he's got like bags on, or like a low rider, right? He's like, why is he so low? And he's like, oh no, that's just the amount of guns he has, right? The amount of stuff that he's brought with. He brought a whole armory with him whenever he plays. But I get it, right? Especially if you bring like a group of friends that have never played before, especially when it's a group. Yeah, they're all gonna need stuff to play with.
Yeah, but like you bring multiple guns out when you play.
Yeah,
and I really like how you do it, because depending on the field, you'll choose a different gun. Yeah, like which is actually really sick. For me, I kind of build a lot of my airsoft guns to be the well-rounder, like
multi-purpose.
Yeah, the multi-purpose gun that can do a lot, and I'll use that one gun across the board. But seeing you play and then like hanging out with Boaz and seeing like other people's kids, it makes me think, like, especially at like, we normally go to Wildland.
Yeah.
They have a good amount of different fields where it's really either really CQB or like across the entire field.
Yeah,
and like that really makes me want to build purpose-built guns
if I know I'm going, this is the way it like usually sets out. Because Boaz, Taylor, myself, and a lot of guys on my team, because we all play at Wildlands, is what we normally do. We go out and play. We usually have like our setups, right? I'll bring, for me, I'll have my LMG, maybe.
Sorry.
No, you're chill. Maybe my DMR, right? Like playing at certain fields. Because some fields at Wildlands will actually have like, they cater more towards like long range builds. Again, they had a little bit of everything for everyone. But if I know ahead of time, hey, we're gonna be going to Firebase, for example, right? That's a really like easy map to play on if you run like a bolt action sniper or any sort of like long range build. So I'll bring my DMR out, right?
Yep.
That's where the DMRs come out and play. If I'm running, say, like the regular like go-to map Babylon, which is kind of a mixture of everything, you definitely want to bring the LMG out. But they also have like more of like a speed-off style map, right? Tires, what they call it, where it's very much like just stacks of tires in a very small field, and it's just everyone go crazy, right? In that sort of situation, yeah, I would
go crazy.
In that type of situation, I would use something like the PC, right? I'll bring out like my MP5, or I'll bring out something a little bit smaller, like my XM177 or something, you know? Just because I like to be able to, okay, this is the field that this is what I have for this environment. I can use any of the guns anywhere, but again, it does make it nice, and it's fun to be able to play with different platforms. Do you say you get tired or you get bored of using the same old guns?
Honestly, no. I mean,
because you're saying that you look at like Boaz and I would pick like certain guns, like, oh, Firebase, let's grab our DMRs, and we'll grab like our Scars or SR25s.
It's not that I get bored of it, but it makes me feel like you know how like if you play like certain multiplayer games, like first-person shooter games, like if there's a specific field, you might want to run a specific gun.
Sure.
It's kind of like that.
I'll be honest though, when it comes to video games, I'm kind of the opposite. I play a lot of Battlefield, right? Okay. I play a lot of Battlefield 4. That's like best Battlefield. When I play a lot of like BF4, I will solely run.
You made so many people angry.
Yeah, I know. That's the best Battlefield. The only one that comes close is gonna be Bad Company 2. I will give it that.
I was just
yeah. I know. Bad Company, goated.
But I haven't played 2 I haven't played 3 or 4. So I don't know.
4, honestly, best Battlefield. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say.
Really?
Yeah, I personally think so. I think.
What's the other one with like the World War II stuff? Battlefield 1.
Okay, so Battlefield 1 was World War 1, and then there was Battlefield 5, which was World War 2. Yeah, I don't know why they went.
I am confused.
I don't know why they decided to go that route, but yeah, I will, even if I'm playing on like Locker, which is like supposed to be like their very CQB map, or even I'm playing like Team Deathmatch, right, and it's like very, very small, tight spaces, I will always run either a 240 or a 249. Because here's the thing, I will always like, you know, like peek the corner as I'm going around. Like,
that's hilarious.
It's fun. Like, again, like, why not?
Hilarious. I mean, I get it.
Because sometimes I'll play as like the support class, so I can provide myself with my own ammo.
Yeah. So
it's like, oh, I'm out of ammo. Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like I really like, because I have a lot of, well, not a lot, but I do have a handful of dedicated guns.
Yeah.
Like I have my SR25. That is a dedicated DMR. I actually have a G3 that I really want to build out to be a DMR as well.
G3, buddy.
It's G3A3.
Okay. You have is it the green furniture?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is the green furniture. It's an old like GG one though. It's like plastic.
Hey man, we're plastic buddies.
Yeah, valid. But but I do have like SBRs that shoot 400 FPS.
Yeah.
I was like, why do I have that? It's an SDR. It's got like a 10-inch or 8-inch barrel. Why am I doing this to myself?
Efficiency.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when I built them, I built them mainly just to see how high I can get the FPS on the shorter barrel. But now that I'm a little bit more experienced as a tech, I should bring it back down. And
you know, talking about all these like different like weapons platforms does kind of make me sad though, because regarding our like next topic.
Oh yeah, so
some bad news.
Yeah, I forget the exact name of the bill, but so we were talking about it off screen before. So if you guys haven't heard the local like gun bill news or like gun media stuff, there is a new bill that is going into effect, and a lot of people think it's going to be attacking like the two-way community or airsoft, which it does affect.
It's not necessarily political.
Yeah, it's not really political. It's more of
it's a commerce thing.
Yeah, like retail sellers, wholesalers, stuff like that. So Isaiah actually has a summary of it.
I'll have it pulled up, so I'll go ahead and read it to you guys. Just a little something. Okay. Y'all ready for
Let
this?
me just make sure that it's still running.
Oh, okay.
We've been talking for a minute. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're still good. Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hi, how's it going? Hi, how are you?
Hey.
Wonderful weather we're having. Okay, so starting from the top, you may have already heard that the Consumer Product Safety Commission, CPSC, has published a regulation change in the federal registration. The comment deadline for this regulation change is June 12th, and the change is planned to be effective on June 26th. Your immediate attention to this issue is needed. The key point to note is the process being used to make this regulation change. Normally, regulation changes move through a fairly drawn-out review process dictated by the Administrative Procedure Act. However, when an agency determines that the proposed rule change is non-substantive, they can avoid the lengthy public review by using the direct final rule process. The Consumer Product Safety Commission has made such a determination with their proposed action. Therefore, this regulation change was not noticed ahead of time, and the opportunity to comment ends on June 12th, and the changes are effective on June 26th. Please give this proposed rule change your full and immediate attention. As written, it will require airsoft products to go through the same conformity review as toy guns made for use by children. Specifically, airsoft products will need to comply with a set of general conformity standards, GCC, which are currently not available, and the airsoft product will have to be accredited by a third-party accreditor, which has not been identified. This GCC process will need to be in place by the effective date of the regulation change, that being June 26th, and all product on shelves in transit or in production will need to comply with these new standards. It is not an overstatement to suggest that this regulation change will have disastrous impacts to the airsoft industry, which, yes,
it definitely can, because like all commerce will need to get regulated, like specifically airsoft guns, which definitely does suck because we're such a niche hobby,
such a niche community and market.
Yeah, so leaving it up to a third party that more than likely doesn't know anything about airsoft or the regulations or safety or anything is going to potentially ruin airsoft for us, which definitely sucks. So, I mean, Isaiah, how do you feel about this?
Okay, so like let's break it down even further, right? Like, what exactly does all this mean, right? So, as far as when it was explained to me, and when I saw this, it means that all like airsoft guns are going to have to go through this like a review or something. They're going to have like actual kind of paperwork, right, alongside them. Every single airsoft gun that's made, or going to be made, or like manufactured, or that's in design, right, or that's currently on the shelf, like. Even if we've had guns for like a little while.
Well, so that's the harder part too, because it's like anything that's already here,
it's already been manufactured and like it's just sitting with a distributor or a retailer.
Yeah, it's quote unquote unregulated, right? So it's like, what happens to all of the inventory that's here? Like stuff that's in transit, like is already difficult too, because say like it's on the water, and like then it goes into effect. Then it's like, what happens to that container?
Are they just gonna be held at customs like this whole time because they don't have this freaking like every single individual set of paperwork for it? And now it's up to these retailers like us to go ahead and keep track of all this paperwork and all this registration for these guns. It's like, it seems pretty much impossible to go ahead and do. And what happens to older guns too? That older sales that we've made before, right, to other airsoft guns, right? Where it's like, are we supposed to keep track of their information now? Like, what's it just doesn't seem like a very logical decision. When this was put into place, it doesn't seem very, it doesn't seem like a whole lot of people put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, I don't even know. It really does suck because, like, we do get lumped into like firearms in media and stuff, and we get hit from multiple aspects, which normally isn't like the negative way. So it does suck because. Yes, they look like real firearms.
Oh, of course. And that's why if this was a matter of like safety, because it wasn't that the whole like reason was like for safety reasons. I don't think so, man. Like,
I don't think so either, because I mean there are like regulations already on airsoft guns. To be sold in the United States and to be purchased in the United States, being the orange flash hider. Certain other laws depending on where
you have to be 18 years or older in order to actually legally purchase an airsoft gun. They have to come in some form of box, retail packaging, something so they're not out in the open, right? That's why airsoft guns aren't sold like just like that. I mean, you can if they're buying them open box, but even then, you are required to buy like either a gun bag or some type of case or something in order to transport it to and from your car. Fields will even tell you, hey, don't just walk this into your car if you're coming to our place of business. Have a gun bag, have a gun case, or some type of box or something, just so it's not out in the open. That's pretty much at the end of the day, all you need when it comes to being safe with your airsoft guns. Make sure you're not taking it out to a public place where other people can see you. If it's not specifically designated for airsoft, like an airsoft park or like a paintball park, something like that, right? Now, if you're on private property, that makes sense, right? It's on your own land, you can do whatever you want. However, it's usually not a good idea to go ahead and play out in your front yard where like, people are driving by.
You live in the neighborhood.
Yeah, if you live in the burbs like me, like, nah. You ever heard that? Live in the burbs?
The burbs?
The suburbs? The suburbs? The burbs?
That's hilarious. No, yeah, it's just a matter of each person individually being responsible. And this entire thing it really does suck. But as Isaiah said, from that passage or that article excerpt that we read, the deadline to submit comments is June 12th. So in the description of this video, we're going to put a link there where you can comment. And we want you guys, we need to reiterate this. We need to be calm, coherent, collective, not aggressive.
No aggressive comments.
No foul language, none
cussing. Of that sludge, please. Yeah. Like, let's try to keep it civil.
This needs to be handled very professionally. So if you guys, unfortunately, this can jeopardize airsoft, not only for the market, but for you guys.
The airsoft community as a whole, because all these shops that you like to go to when it comes to resupplying yourself for BBs, green gas, even new airsoft guns, this could literally ruin the livelihood of employers that work in the airsoft industry, right? Because they're not going to be able to go ahead and being able to keep records of every single airsoft gun, with the registration for every single gun that's sold, right? And then keep track of that for a customer. That's realistically not possible.
Yeah, that definitely.
If this passes through, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more and more airsoft shops closing up. We've already seen, because of COVID, right?
Yeah.
Some shops close up, which is really sad.
Absolutely. It a lot of friends lost their livelihoods because of some shit like this. And it wasn't this specifically, for instance, what Isaiah said, with COVID.
Yeah.
But this is something that we can prevent, right? This is something that can be prevented, and we have the power to talk about it and to help prevent it. So please, guys, go into the description, put your comments there, tell them that you disagree with this bill. And
I think they were asking specifically too, how would you want to go ahead and change this as well, or what would you want as an alternative to? If you guys want to go ahead and be creative and actually offer a different solution of some kind, then sure, by all means, you're more than welcome to do that. But that is the main message: is make sure that you are being civil, you are being polite, and you are not being rude, disrespectful, or using any sort of form of foul language when leaving a comment, because that is also going to reflect negatively on the airsoft community as a whole as well. If they get a bunch of spam messages or comments just saying, oh, F you this and F you that, it's
don't do that.
It's not gonna do well at all. That's gonna do the exact opposite, right?
Yeah, we want to make a positive impact, and us uniting together and replying, commenting on this thread where we're able to, again, it'll be in the description, will give us the best chance to fight it and help prevent the worst from happening.
But it requires everyone to go ahead and participate. It's only as a collective, as a airsoft community, can we actually unite under one voice and make sure that we let everyone know in power that, hey, this is not a good idea. You are endangering the livelihood of not just employers, but the community as a whole. The community is one of the greatest communities in I think in terms of hobbies in general, right? There's so many toxic communities out there, right, that I feel personally that I've seen what they do, and I'm not really a big fan. Airsoft was one of those that felt very welcoming. It felt very open to pretty much everyone, regardless of race, gender, whatever political side that you're on. It didn't matter. This was a place for everyone to go ahead and have fun, and I do not want to go ahead and see this get thrown away, especially because you and I, right? We put in work to try to go ahead and make sure that this community is as good as it is too. Not saying that we created it, but no, we've done our part to try to go ahead and foster a good, warm, welcoming environment for everyone to get into airsoft. And I would hate for that to be fucking tarnished just with this one bill. Now we got to go in and keep all these records and all this paperwork now.
Absolutely. So guys, make sure you guys go click the link down below. Submit your comments, again, respectfully, so we can do it the best way that we possibly can. Support the airsoft community. Go do what you can to help prevent this from happening. But all right, guys, my name is Cisco.
My name is Isaiah.
And thank you for tuning in to this episode of the
Range Talk
Podcast. So we'll see you guys later.
Take it easy, guys.
Peace, y'all.